So my last video for Made here, it feels like a fitting way to wrap things up because I asked the last question to nearly everyone I spoke to. What does the Made Bike Show mean to you and to the cycling industry as a whole? And really at the heart of it, I really wanted to know how important a space like Made is for builders and whether or not it truly matters for the wider cycling industry. So here's what they had to say.
I think it infuses a lot of energy back into our solitary years. Most builders are building solo in a shop by themselves, staring at the internet, and we all know the internet lies. So I think that having spaces like this are super important for even just us, not let alone the public seeing us, to get together and just kind of support each other in a really wholesome and fun way.
Yep.
So, and everybody just gets to bring their candy out.
Yep. Awesome.
Oh, it's huge. You know, we're all curmudgeons. We like to sit in our shop by ourselves and bang away on tubes and melt shit and stick stuff together and then go ride our bikes, probably by ourselves.
Yeah.
So I don't see anybody outside of events like this. I'm just in my little hole working away.
Yeah.
And that is the case for, I know, a lot of other people. So it's wonderful that you have people like Billy that are able to bring us all together.
Yep.
And, you know, I get to meet so many new people that I've followed from afar or maybe had interactions with through Instagram and only, but now got to actually have fun with and maybe go for a bike ride or, you know, so it's really important to continuing to tie the community together.
That's super important, I think. I think with NABS going under and, you know, the whole pause during COVID, most of us just work in our shops and we're pretty isolated throughout the year. So from a frame builder's perspective, it's great to come together with other frame builders and have that camaraderie. There's no competition. It's really a camaraderie. Like it's really great to see everybody every year, see what everybody else is doing. It's just a really great event. And then I think a showcase like this to really showcase our work, and there's so many amazing details and amazing bikes that come to the show. It's just incredible. So it's super inspiring to come as a builder, but I think also just as someone who loves bikes, just to come and check it out. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What is kind of this event, a bunch of frame builders coming together, mean to the bike industry?
I think it just gets people kind of stoked, you know, hanging out and seeing all the cool stuff that everyone else is doing, and you get a little more motivation maybe. See some of the innovation up there, because some people, there's like a fingers crossed style bike here this year that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah,
that's kind of sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, just seeing other people what they think bikes should be is kind of cool.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so I do want to take a quick break in this coverage to let you all know that this video is supported in part by Gunnison Crested Butte. Gunnison County has long been a hub for gravel cyclists. Just look back to the 1970s when riders were tackling Pearl Pass on clunkers. While times have certainly changed, the county remains as expansive as ever. It's 1.5 times the size of Delaware, with most of that land being public. In fact, there are over 1,100 miles of dirt and gravel roads, perfect for piecing together a multi-day bike packing trip or simply heading out for a quick hour-long spin. So to plan your trip or just to inquire, you can click on the card in the top right corner or follow the link in the description below.
You know, a lot of new ideas are coming out of this, and there's all different, people are approaching it for so many different angles and purposes and all that. And so I think you see a lot of things that start out in custom frame building, like steel stuff, like make its way into the regular market. I'm a big fan, like something that pops into my head is like, I have like a OG Surly Krampus I bought in like 2012.
Yep.
And I'm just like, okay, it's badass. It was a, like 29 plus was not a thing outside of like custom bikes at that time. And to me, I'm like, that's like a great example of something I think that's moved in from that world. So.
Well, I mean, just since the first year of Made, it's the connection is really there. You know, I had gone to events like NABS and stuff, and like you see some connection, but I feel like this is breeding community, and we all have a bunch of new friends. We all talk to each other more, which is like, you know, I grew up in a different scene, so
Yeah.
I didn't really reach out to a lot of other builders.
Right.
And realizing like, oh, like there's everyone here is awesome, and this community is, you know, they really want to help each other out.
Rad.
So yeah.
Awesome, man. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. What does the collection of frame builders in one room add to the cycling industry as a whole? Not just the handmade industry, but what does it bring to the cycling industry as a whole?
I mean, I would say the biggest thing is just diversity. You get so many different kooks building crazy bikes that are outside of like the 2025, you know, stock bike that everyone thinks they need to have, like everything fully electronic and hydraulic and whatever crazy wheel size or head tube diameter.
Yeah.
So I think it brings that perspective to the table where people realize like, okay, I can still have a regular bike that might have just rim brakes and candy studs or, you know, tubes even, whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it mean to bring all of these frame builders here in one spot in Portland? What does it mean to, say, a brand like Wild and just the bike industry as a whole?
Well, no, I mean, I think that's a great question. I think it highlights the spirit of what we're trying to do. You know, we're, you know, trying to, I mean, at Wild for sure, big part of the local scene. And, you know, right in the back of a huge bike shop there.
Totally, right.
And yeah, like this just extends that scene further across the country, and we get to meet so many rad people and have awesome conversations. And it's yeah, it gets me out of the shop, gets me away from my bench vice, and yeah, it's really fun.
Awesome.
I mean, I think it's such a special event because very rarely, A, do we have the time to like go and see each other, and B, are so many of us in the same place. And with Made, it's just such a great opportunity to be able to walk around and see our colleagues and talk and also learn and see what they've been up to the last year, kind of catch up and just be inspired. Like I find these shows so inspiring, and that's kind of one of the big kicks for me is just walking around being like, oh, I never thought to do that way. That's so cool. Like maybe I can try that, or maybe I can put my own spin on that. And it's an exciting time, and it's cool to be able to kind of push each other. And I think in that, there's the opportunity to also just push the industry forward a little bit too. So
I think it's fantastic. You know, like bigger shows, the sea otters and those type of things, you get lost. This, especially the clientele for this, is coming to see what people can do and make from hand. And, you know, there's so many talented people here. There's so many fantastic models and offerings, and everybody has their own take. So that part is just, it's so fun. And just to be in the space with such amazing and talented people, you get humbled sometimes. So it's the show itself and what it offers to a niche clientele is absolutely fantastic.
Awesome. What does it mean to bring all of these frame builders together in one spot here in Portland? What does it mean to the bike industry as a whole?
That's a very good question. I would say it's a lot of individual creative minds putting forth ideas by customers probably, and some of their reiterations of that. And in many ways, I think are propelling the industry standards through this creative lot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I've been doing this long enough too. I've so many different handmade bicycle shows over the years, you know, and I kind of cut my teeth in this community, you know, coming up and just getting into it with a little tiny booth and bringing what I had and seeing all these other brands over the years that you look at and kind of aspire to be to some extent. And these days we're kind of on the flip side of that. So it's fun to get together. It's fun to get the energy. It's fun to get back to the community and kind of be here and take part in that way that maybe somebody's looking at us and saying like, yeah, we can do that. And so that's a pretty big thing. Portland's a great place for it. The energy here is always high.
I hear they might be building a stadium here.
That's what they said like 3 years ago.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see.
It is a pretty cool venue.
If not here, it's the Dell Yards.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Right? I like it. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
I think it's cool to show off what the small brands are doing, and especially, you know, we're here as a brand. You know, our frames are made in production runs in Taiwan. And we have great relationships with our partners. So we're kind of here showing off our components and, on our bikes as well. I think having a show like this represents the builders who are actually pushing kind of new ideas on a much more kind of fluid level than some of the bigger companies that are kind of slower to change. I think that's super important. And I love walking around and seeing what my favorite builders are doing, and some of the ideas that they're coming up with, because it all trickles down into the mainstream eventually. And I always look at it through the lens of bike touring, because that's our whole brand is focused on mountain bike touring and bike packing. So I always look at it through that lens, but it's always just awesome to see the new stuff that builders are putting out. So I think it's totally crucial for the industry, definitely.
I think it's mostly just keeping the stoke alive, because like when I was designing this bike, I got some input from the customer, but also when we did the actual, final layout of the lower end, the whole cargo area, in my mind, I was like, I'm not going to look at any other tall bikes. I want to be unique and how I want to build it. And then as soon as I finished it, I looked online. I was like, oh, everyone's doing this. Because everyone, kind of comes to the same conclusion if it makes sense. And I hope this makes sense, but I think it works great. So I don't know if it helps new projects more than it just helps people want to make new projects. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like it.
I think it's great. Having shows like this. I mean, having shows like this, having custom builders in one place. It's. I think it helps the bike industry. It helps my side of the industry, at least, as far as handmade small batch bikes. Small companies. And having you guys, do stuff like this helps everyone out.
Wonderful.
It's like one-stop shopping.
Exactly.
So
I'm shopping. That's for sure.
No, it's a great venue. I mean, it's a great.
Awesome
thing, I think.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you too.
I guess I can only speak personally from my vantage point. I think it's really great. I think bringing together people and have this exchange of ideas, and people are looking at each other's stuff. I think that part, and having it here in Portland, and just feeling the richness of the bike culture. I live in a small town. We have great mountain biking, but I am in a pocket. And so to come here and go to my friend's house and look at his shed, and he's got an Ahern, and he's got 12 handbuilt bikes. And it's just oh, there's people like me out here. So it's really it's fun to be here in Portland and get my cup back filled up from all the bike dorkery up here. So
love it.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Anyway,
I think it's crazy important. And even this is my first time to Portland, my first time to Made. The energy walking in through the big garage door, it was just whoa, this is something cool is happening here. And the culture in there is pretty insane. So I think if the culture can start and build here and collaborate here and then go back to all of our cities we're all from, it's a pretty awesome thing for the industry.
Oh man, I think it's a great community. It's a great relationship building experience. We can all come together and geek out about the things that we all love. It's an environment that's very low pressure with all the best of the best.
If you're talking about the entirety of the bicycle industry, or if you're talking about this portion more or less, the bigger you look, I think it's hard to see the impact sometimes that this show has. But the same could be, you could flip it completely around, and what happens here can be hugely impactful. And it just depends on the trends and what's happening in the bicycle industry at the time. So it's really hard to say. It depends on the year, it depends on what's happening. I think, with gravel bikes, it was insanely impactful and what happened. But it's not always that way, and that's okay. Because this is its own little ecosystem and its own world, and I think we're all just trying to figure it out together.
Love it.
Well, I mean, I think what's amazing is that we get to riff off each other. I've seen so much cool shit that I'm going to rip off in subtle ways and not so subtle ways. And hopefully people have seen that from my stuff too, that they see something that inspires them to do better.
Absolutely.
And that's what I love about it. We're in an industry that it's surprising how this many people with many different ideas of how it should be can get together and learn from each other. I love that. It's that's what I wanted to come back for. It's not selling one or two lock rings at the show. It's hey guys, look what the fuck I did. What'd you do? That for me is the exciting part, is seeing what my friends over 30 years, how they've grown, what these new kids are doing now. They have all these crazy tools that we didn't have. Oh my God.
Well, one of the really interesting things that you were saying when we were walking the bike out here was just the paint color of another bike. And you were like, God, I thought I was coming to WOW. But then you said, I saw that thing. And I was like a little humbled or whatever you said.
Yeah, no, it's blowing my mind. I really thought I was going to like knock everybody's socks off with this thing. And then it's like looking at the printed bikes and even just the handmade stuff.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that's done with this crazy new technology and the stuff that people are literally sitting there with files and shit like that. Because I did that. I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
But people are still willing to do that. And what they're doing with it, though, is so good now. And it just, you know, there's people that excel at every different part of this.
Yep.
And not just excel at it, but like, holy crap, I didn't know it could go there.
Yeah, right.
That makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
Rad, dude.
You know, and so now I'm just here with a crazy titanium bike.
Love it.
Yeah, anyways.
Cut. Thank you all so much for watching. And honestly, if you all found any of the contents in my recent videos interesting, well, I would highly suggest a trip to Portland for Made 2026. I think it will be well worth it. I definitely will be back. I cannot wait. But until then, if you like what you saw in this video and want to see more like it, please consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell and checking out all of the other videos from Made, which you can find in the description below. And of course, if you want to help support this YouTube channel, everything we're doing on BIKEPACKING.com, you can do so by joining the Bikepacking Collective. The Collective offers a lot of awesome perks, including the all-new base camp, industry discounts, monthly giveaways, and the twice-yearly Bikepacking Journal. So to learn a little bit more about the Collective, you can click on the card in the top right corner here, or also follow the link in the description below. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, pedal further.